Hello, my name is Will Gallagher, and I'm going to be your instructor for your Math 155 Section 40 online statistical reasoning course. This video is being recorded for the use during the spring of 2026 semester. Be aware that it may be used in later semesters as long as the information stays relevant and current. What I want to do is, first of all, go over a couple of documents with you and then take a look at the Pearson website that we're going to be using. So, for starters, let's take a look at the syllabus. The syllabus is going to be posted in Canvas, and it's going to be batch emailed out to every student on a regular basis until enrollment closes. And as I said, this is Math 155, Section 40, Statistical Reasoning. If you happen to be taking this class through another college, your college may put a different section number on there, but the VHCC numbering for this class, again, is Math 155, Section 40. Again, as I said, this is being recorded for use during the spring of 2026. But if things don't change significantly, I may use it in later semesters. On this syllabus or course of study, as some call it, you'll see my name here. My office phone number is here, and my email address is right there. Be aware that at Virginia Highlands, phone calls, recorded messages get sent straight to email. So emailing me is probably the best way to make contact. When you email me, please make sure first and foremost, before you voice your concerns or ask your questions, make sure you tell me your name and which class and which college. Right. So I have students again taking multiple classes from multiple colleges. So again, it would make it a whole lot faster for me to answer your question if again you tell me this is my name, this is my course, this is the college. The course description is here. This course is going to present elementary statistics and concepts. It will include things like visual data representation, descriptive statistics, probability estimation, hypothesis testing, correlation, and regression. The prereqs are listed. The textbook is here. All right. You do not have to buy, and unless you really, really want to, I wouldn't suggest that you buy a physical copy of the book. Once we get into the website, I will show you where the e-text can be found inside the Pearson site. So as long as you buy the software access code that allows you access to the Pearson website, you really don't have to have a book. I would I do require a TI-84 calculator. It says plus, but the standard TI-84 will work. You will be able to use the TI-84. You can use certain charts and tables. You will be able to use Excel. Inside the website, there is StatCrunch. All of those things are allowed, but be aware that the technology that I use is the TI-84. So therefore, if you have technology questions, if you're using StatCrunch, I probably won't be able to help you because I do not use it. TI-84 is what I use. The attendance policy is here. Now, there's a lot to this syllabus. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'll just point out sections like the attendance policy is here. It's a face-to-face class. All right. I'm sorry, it's an online class. Therefore, there are no face-to-face meetings. You do have to come on campus for the final exam. It's given in the testing center on the VHCC campus. If you, for some reason, cannot come to the VHCC campus, you can set up a proctor. Ideal proctor scenarios would be you being proctored at another community college testing center. Um, some libraries have testing centers that can be set up. Some military bases, if you're in the military and you're deployed somewhere, some military bases have testing centers that can be set up. You will not take your final exam at home. You will not take it at a friend's house. It will not be given to you by a coworker or something like that. It has to be taken in a testing center approved by me. You have to log in and participate in the class on a regular basis, or you will be dropped. There is a document that I will go over shortly, a syllabus agreement document that you need to sign. When I show you the document, you'll be able to see the date. That document needs to be signed and returned to me, or you'll be dropped. And that document basically says, I've read the syllabus, I agree to it, I agree to take my final exam either on campus or with an approved proctor. But I will come to that later. Methods of evaluation are here. Again, I don't want to sit here and read this whole thing to you, but things to note: there is a 10% penalty for late homework, and there's a 20% penalty for any quiz or test taken late. All right. Again, a lot here for you to read. Make sure you go through it all. The structure, the point structure is here: quizzes, homework, tests, final exam, basically 25% each. Grading scale is here. Makeup policy, again, I've kind of covered that here, in that you can do things late, but there are penalties for late. Before you get started, or to get started, you will need your VHCC email address, the course ID, and an access code. That information is, again, provided in a separate document, so I will get to that. If you've already registered, if you've already used Pearson, if you already have an account, all right, then you'll go into and start the course in a different way. All right. So again, objectives are here. There's a lot of them. Emergency statement, instructions for individuals with disabilities, the important dates, my engagement hours, the artificial intelligence statement. Again, lots of things here that I'm not going to go over one by one, things that I'll let you read for yourself. The next thing I want to look at with you is the schedule. So let me share that. Material is broken down in large blocks, chapter blocks, as a matter of fact. All of chapter 1. And there's actually a chapter 0, which is just a little intro piece of material. All of that is due by January 25. Chapter 2, there's one date for all of chapter 2. There's one date for all of chapter 3. There's one date for all of chapter 4. So all of your important dates are here. You can see due dates here. You will also be able to see them inside the website. So I will go over that when we get there. If you're going to need a proctor, there is a document you need to fill out. Again, it is emailed to you. This is what it looks like. That is the proctor request form. Again, you don't get a proctor just because you want one or you feel like it. People who have their exam proctored must have a reason for it. I've moved to another state. I'm deployed with the military, etc. There's got to be a reason. I'll go ahead and show you the syllabus agreement form. If you do not get this form filled out, you'll get dropped from the class. It says here, every student is required to fill this out and submit it by February 3rd. If you do not, you'll be dropped from the class. To fill this out, there's lots of options. You can download it and just come in here and type in your name and type in your name and type in the date. A lot of people print it, fill this out by hand, snap a picture of it, and send it back to me that way. So you can send it as an email attachment, a photo, download the Word document, type in your name, save it, email that back. Any of that is fine. All right. But I have to have that document or you will be dropped. The other document I'm going to show you are the registration instructions. One way to get started in this class is to just use this link. Now, I can't do this, or I would show you how this works, but I already have an account. I'm already registered, so it will not work correctly for me. All right. But if you click on this link, it's no more difficult than setting up an Amazon account. You put in your first name, you put in your last name, you put in your email address. Make absolutely sure you use the VHCC email. It has to be an email that you have access to, an email that is active, and it should be your VHCC email. To pay with this for this course, you can use a code that you buy from the online bookstore. You can pay with PayPal. You can pay with a credit card. If you aren't going to pay, or if you can't pay immediately, there's an option when you go in for 14 days for free. So that way, nobody needs to get behind on their work. You can have 14 days while you're getting your arrangements made for paying. If you already have a Pearson account, if you've used it before, you can log into your Pearson account, give the course ID, which is right there. It's my last name followed by that 5-digit number. And you can go into the course that way. So you can use the link. If you already have an account, you can just add the course. If you want to go back when you're ready to go back later, you just use that link to get back into the course after you've registered and you're ready to go back in there and do some work. All right. Logging into the class, right? I personally use the address www.mymathlab.com. I'm going to type that in right here, hit enter, and let you see what that looks like. All right, that's what it looks like when you just use the email, the web address, www.mymathlab.com. That one still works. You can click to sign in. Again, it's going to look a bit different right now because this is my account, but you would just, your course would come up right here, and this is Math 15540, spring of 2026. No, you're not going to see all this. This is all my courses. And when you go in, this is what it looks like. Again, this is what the instructor part looks like. Yours won't be identical, but here are your key features. The syllabus that I went over is here. So you have it, can download it, can print it, can read it anytime you want. The schedule is there. It's there for you to have, to read, to download anytime you want. Your assignments are here. Everything you do this semester for grade, except for the final exam. If you scroll down, you'll notice it's not here. Final exam is not going to be in this website. It's going to be on paper. But all of your assignments are here, and all the due dates are here. Notice that the 25th, January the 25th, as I said when I read that schedule to you, is the due date for all of chapter 1 and this chapter 0 again, which is just an introduction to Pearson. It's not a big deal. All right. All of your assignments, except for the final exam, are here. Your grade book is there. If you want to know what have I done, what grades have I gotten, what's my overall average, it'll be right here. For anybody who wants to use StatCrunch, it is here. Again, I don't use it, but you're free to use it if you wish to do so. Other important things, your book is right here. All right. So e-textbook contents, this is one way to get to it. So if you were in chapter 2 and you wanted to take a look at section 1, all right, you could do it right here. All right. So this is one way to get to the e-text. Again, not my preferred way of doing it, but that's one way to do it. So again, if you want to look at chapter 1, section GR1, here it is. Again, not my approach, but it's here. Here's the way I prefer to do things. I go to the video and resource library. I like this option because everything's here. The videos are here. The book is here. PowerPoints are here. Everything's here. So again, if I was working in chapter 2, section 2, I would choose chapter 2, section 2 here. And if I want to look just at, for example, a video transcript, you do a search just like that. A video, you would search just like that. All right. Excel tutorials, multimedia textbook. Let me unclick these. All right, your textbook. If I'm going to read the book, which I often open the book up and say, okay, what are students seeing in this section? Your multimedia book is right there. So I click on it, open it up. It sometimes takes a minute. It's kind of slow. But if I'm going to go into the textbook, this is the way that I go, because once you're here, you don't just have the section 2.2, you've got all the other sections. So you're like, oh, wait a minute, I need to jump back to section 1 and look at section 1.3 because there's something there that I forgot. So here are your some definitions. You can move through the pages like so. All right. So the book is here. All right. This is my preferred way of getting to the book. So again, if I wanted to jump to straight to chapter 8, great, straight to 8.3 discussion. There's a video here, formulas, your reading. Okay. All of that is here. All right. So again, me personally, if I want to go to the book, I don't personally go that route. I mean, you can, all right, you can go that route. But what I prefer to do, the resource I like the best here is the video and resource library, right? So if I click on video and resource library, once again, let's open that up. Pick a chapter, pick a section and tell it what you want to see. You want to see the book, or you want to see an animation, or you want to see a video. Okay, it's all here. If you want to see options for book and video, you just select both. Here's the book, and here are videos that are available for that section. That is the way I prefer to navigate, and that is the way I would prefer to navigate if I were the student in this class. So, welcome. Glad to have you with me. I hope you have a good semester and reach out if you need anything.